About 2 months ago, as we got close to our annual board meeting, one of our board members, Ed Thompson, who's also a professional attorney with the state of New York. He's been a member of the church for 30 years and a board member for 10. He approached me and said, "Pastor, how you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm here." And I started going through all the stuff we were doing at church, all the things we were going to do next. And he said, No, how are you personally? I said, "Well, I'm close to the Lord. I'm seeking God. I've got words to give to the church. I don't know how I'm going to get it all." And he said, "No, how are you doing emotionally, physically?" I said, "Oh." And I told him, "I'm tired, and I feel empty." Not of the word, interestingly enough. I could teach like 3 messages right now, back to back. I have so much in me. It's not the gift that's empty, the gift to minister. It's just, Paul says at one point, "I poured my life out like a drink offering." I feel like I've been pouring out. I've done more personal pastoral care, counseling, weddings, funerals, crisis management in the last 2 years than in probably the previous 10 years put together. Not just within our church, but I have a ministry to other pastors and leaders. And so, and I'm not trying to solicit your sympathy at all. I'm just telling you that's been my reality. It's been an intense 2 years. And so Ed said, "I want to talk to Pastor Bernard and the board." And I said, okay. And they met with me a week later and just asked me how I was doing. I told them the truth. I said, spiritually, I got full of vision. I'm exhausted. There's also some things I've had to pick up in my job to carry, because other people were called to other things, and there was no one to lift certain things, so I had to carry those too. So I was tired of some of those things. So I just expressed all that to the board, and the board said, 2 weeks ago they met with me and said, "John, we've been thinking about it, we've been praying about it, we've been strategizing. We want to give you a sabbatical." And the first thing that came to me was not, "Thank God." It was, "Not now, not yet. It's not time yet. Let me get this fixed. Let me get that fixed." But they said, "No, we want you to take a sabbatical. We want to minister to you." And they said, they put their hands like this, and they said, "We've got this," meaning the church, because that's the reason I wouldn't take a sabbatical for 32 years. And what would I do on a sabbatical? Oh, I gave them the whole list. I haven't had more than a 10-day vacation in 30 years. It's true. I haven't been out of this pulpit more than 3 times in a row in 30 years, and that only 5 times. And the 5 times I was out of the pulpit for 3 weeks in a row, at least one of those weeks I was on a foreign field as a missionary ministering. And I was ready, but I said, the church, the congregation, this is all that's going. And they just held their hands and they say, "Pastor, we've got you. Let us take this." And I've got an amazing board, an amazing senior management team, incredible pastors and leaders. And in my heart, I said, okay. And I felt this weight begin to lift off of me. I began to weep in joy because of the feeling of just starting to just realize I can get a break. It's hard to describe, but there's a burden that comes with shepherding sheep, and you carry it all the time. So anyway, so I'm taking a sabbatical. Thank you. Really, thank you. I'm going to be out for a few months. My sabbatical is structured. I'm going to spend the first month. They're going to take my phone. And I'm going to leave town because I can't be here because I can't go anywhere. It's a whole other thing without pastoring people. So I'm leaving town. I'm going to start with my wife. We're going to go sit on a beach in an undisclosed location. I'm going to, everybody in my life except my wife calls me pastor. So I'm going to remember what it means to be John. And I've got a retreat. I'm going to go visit some family in the West that I haven't seen in years. And I'm going to just take some time for me. And then over the next weeks after that, I'll just be honest. I injured myself in working out about 6 years ago. I've had a couple minor procedures to try to repair it, and it didn't take. So I need to get this particular injury fixed. It's not serious. I'm not. Please, I'm telling you this because sometimes not saying something or saying too little is worse than saying what it is. So it just, but I need to do this. I've been putting it off. And so pray for me. In the month of March, I'll be having some surgery to repair some muscles that have been or damaged from this foolish exercise I was doing. And after I recover, and I'm going to be recovering out of town, and then hopefully I'll be well enough that in the next few weeks after that, I want to travel. There's some places I want to go to research, to study. I need to write. There's books I have that aren't finished, and I just need time to just sit with God and plan and prepare and hear from him about what's next. So that's kind of what's in store for me. My last day is next Sunday, although Pastor Bernard is coming to speak next Sunday to launch us on this 3-month or so journey. Amen. And so gracious, Pastor's going to come and minister, and he is going to be sharing what the theme is going to be, because as a church, we're going to lean into this in the teaching and the ministry of the word and everything that happens. And I have an incredible team, and Pastor Lee Wilson is going to be the presiding pastor here while I'm gone, and he'll do a wonderful job. Pulpit responsibilities you'll be fed well. We've shared with Pastor Lee, Pastor Jordan, my son is going to minister, Pastor Pascal, and then some of my friends in ministry are going to come, and you might see them show up on a Sunday and minister. It's going to be great. You're not going to miss a thing. God is going to meet us in a new way, and I need to see this church thrive without me here. So my words to you, the 1,500 folks watching at home, God bless you. If you don't feel safe coming to church, that's fine. But if this is your church, you need to step up. Make disciples. Baptize. Share the faith of Jesus. Live the life you've been taught. And when I come back, I expect to see our church thriving as we move into what's next for us. Amen? All right.